Day 2 of joint practice, and I actually got a ton of notes from today. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, today was the second day of joint practice. No practice tomorrow on Friday, and then we finally get preseason Dolphin football. We get to see the team on the field working, doing their thing, and I get to see what some of you guys have seen in training camp with my own eyes. But before we jump into, we're going to do the usual, the presser, notes, 1-on-1s, 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s, all that good stuff. I got to shout out 2 new members, T-Zone ABK and Mike Bryant. Thank you guys so much for becoming members. Again, if you guys are members or if you are patrons, be sure to check out the last video I put out so you guys know how to join the Discord if you'd like to join the Discord, plus a ton of other perks you guys get. Also, Backroom Collections, I have to be sure to shout them out. Their artwork is ridiculous. It's on canvas. It looks beautiful. Great to hang up in your man cave. It doesn't have to be Dolphins. It doesn't even have to be NFL. It could be MLB, all that good stuff. So be sure to check them out. Also, patchvibes.com. Use the promo code DDW2. You get yourself 20% off on some great stuff. T-shirts, all that good stuff. So let's jump into this and go to Brian Flores' press conference. And he said on the quarterbacks, it's good to have all these guys working together, working on their fundamentals and technique. It's good just to have them face somebody that's not their own guys. And I'll talk about that in comment of the day because I think one of you guys asked me a question that I can explore more on that. Then they talked about, he says McKinney is tough, physical, downhill player. He's smart. He's going to be very good for us to stop the run. I'm a little worried about him in the pass defense, but I think, they'll probably, if he's on the field and it's a passing play, they'll probably send him after the quarterback. He talks about the O-line. He says in some instances they were good. In some instances they were not good. We made a lot of corrections yesterday. It's good for us. We need that. Yes, 100%. I'd prefer them to go up against harder talent, kind of mold them, get used to playing it. And the Chicago Bears have a really good front seven. Liam Eichenberg was banged up a bit yesterday. Will be out today. Hopefully he'll get him back as soon as we can, he said. But he is out there, but he didn't do much. And then he talks about Javon Holland, and he said Holland is doing a lot of good things from a technique and fundamental standpoint. He's a smart kid. We're not going to judge him on 4 to 5 days, good or bad. He's good. He's had good 500 plays in camp, and it's about the body of work. And yes, I think you could take that with all of the people when it comes to camp. Camp, you take the good with the bad. There's going to be bad plays. There's going to be good plays. What you look at is, because I notice a lot of people will nitpick certain plays, there's no pass rush or, there's no pads, which 100% correct. But you look at the body of work, you look at the technique, you look at throwing motion, ball placement, all that stuff to see how they're doing and how they're not doing. If you watch Hard Knocks, you'll notice that a lot of times after a day of camp, they meet with the coaches, break down the film. This is what you need to work on. Your ball placement was bad here. You needed to get the ball out quicker here. You see the opening here, get it there, or for the corner. Like, I was watching Hard Knocks the other day, and Mekhi Parsons, he would do well. He would do a lot of good things, and Quinn would call him, like on the preseason game, say, all right, good job, but what did you need to do better there? So you do well, but they're still going to, they want the best, essentially. Miami O-line versus the Bears D-line. This is the speed and power you see on a weekly basis. It's good to work for us. This is good front over there. I said that 5 seconds ago when he talked about the offensive line. I'm glad they're going against the Bears defensive line with Khalil Mack. I would love for them to go against the Ravens in preseason just to get that constant practice against one of the best fronts. There was a fight yesterday, and there's more fights today. I'll talk about that. He says I was a bouncer on that play. It gets chippy. It's football. Hopefully we're learning tool from them. We have to keep our poise, especially if it's a certain down play, an important down play, and you get a friggin' unnecessary roughness or personal foul flag, and all of a sudden it puts them in a good position. And then he says Jalen Phillips had good snaps yesterday, and hopefully we get some today. We'll ramp him up over the course of the week. And that's pretty much in a nutshell what he said that I'm going to talk about. And then I got some notes. So this is who will not be at practice today. No Fuller, no Parker, no Wilson, no Hunter Long, no Brandon Jones. Now, again, I'm going off of what these beat writers are telling me, but then I hear Brandon Jones is there. No Eichenberg, but Eichenberg did do some type of drills, but he didn't do much. So with no Eichenberg out there, we'll have Kinley doing his thing for left guard, but I'm hearing that there was no Neto, Derval Neto, so it's a lot on Kinley. Andrew Van Ginkel showed up at practice today with a walking boot on his right foot. So again, I read that from the beat writers, but then I read that he was making great plays. Again, you'll realize something. If you follow, a bunch of these guys that I follow on Twitter, where I get my sources from to be able to give you guys play-by-plays, I have to sometimes sift through it because one guy will say something and then the other guy will say something. Or one guy will say, Tua threw to a wide receiver I couldn't see and blah, blah. Like, if they don't give me enough information, I'm not going to tell you guys. Because I'm not going to sit here and say Tua made a pass. Because you're like, to who? How long? Who's covering? So it's like, I just skim past it. And this is a prime example. I don't remember who said it, but someone said Andrew Van Ginkel showed up in a walking boot, but I have plays of him doing well today. So I wish I was there. To both home and in Chicago. I wish I was there. Tua was giving Kinley some pep talks before practice. McCourty was the first team safety. Eichenberg is dressed for practice again. So no Eichenberg for practice, but then he's dressed for practice. See what I'm saying? And then Phillips was not spotted. Must be a rest day. And then some one-on-one plays. I have some videos for you guys in these one-on-one plays. Waddle puts a nasty move on a cornerback who grabs him and draws a flag. I know a lot of us wanted Penei Sewell, and it probably would have helped with our tackle position and our offensive line woes right now, but you can't pass up on talent like Waddle. I'm sorry. I know we have needs, but Waddle's just, oh my gosh. Grant creates a huge separation to it, hits him, and then I have this video here of Jacoby Brissett throwing a nice 50-50 ball to Isaiah Ford, who comes down with it. Waddle puts pressure on a cornerback. Great route for chunk yardage from Tua. Shaheen and Khalil Mack get into a fight, one-on-ones. There's a few fights today. Howard does a one-on-one rep. Quarterback has to throw the ball away because Xavier Howard was just blanketing his wide receiver. So glad he's back. Byron Jones tight coverage on Daz Newsome, incomplete. Javon Holland undercuts a throw and extends his body for a nice pass breakup. Howard almost has an interception, but the wide receiver does a PI on him to make sure he doesn't get the interception. So Xavier Howard almost picks off. I think it was Dalton. Dalton's running with the ones from what I'm picking up, and the wide receiver's like all over him, PI there. Kyle Oxley makes a beautiful catch up the sideline from Jacoby Brissett. I have this video of a nice move by Waddle. Brissett hits him on the move across the slanting route. And then I have this video here of Skur winning his battle against the Bears defense. Now we're going to 11 on 11s. Tua scrambles to his left for a decent gain. And Solomon Kinley creates a good hole for Gaskin to take it for 5 yards. Great to see Kinley on. Kinley actually had a good day today. He had a nice bounce back day today. Adam Butler blows through for a tackle for loss. Aguavin checks in and gets himself a stuff at the line of scrimmage. Ahmed follows a block from Coleman for a big gain. Uses his speed to get to the edge. Great play there. Raekwon Davis uses a blocker to throw him into the back for no gain. I'm so excited to see Raekwon Davis in his second year. Myles Gaskin finds a gap between Jackson, Kinley, and Dieter to get to the second level without even being touched. Great to hear that. Tua forced to scramble. Mack essentially drives him out of the pocket, forces Tua to scramble, gets a few yards there. Zeiler, McKinney, and Holland in a nice run stop. And then, this is what I'm talking about. They said Andrew Van Ginkel shows up in a walking boot, but now they're saying Andrew Van Ginkel comes free for a tackle for loss on a handoff. You don't run around with a walking boot on. So which one is it? Do better. Eichenberg does some work with the O-line, but again, nowhere to be seen. So he does some technique moves, some all that stuff, but no contact. Special teams real quick. The usuals on kick return, Grant, Noah, and Waddle. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. I want to see Waddle back there returning punts in preseason or on the regular. If we are down by 2 And the defense makes a stop. There's a minute left with one timeout, and they're punting from their own 30. Put Waddle back there for punt returns because he can get it to the opposite side of the 50 to put us in field goal range, or get us close enough to put us in, to get us into field goal range. Those situations, yes. I don't want to see him doing kick returns. We got some red zone work here. Tua throws a strike to Gesicki. Haven't said his name in a while, for a would-be 20-yard touchdown, but Tabor breaks it up as he's celebrating. Come on, Gesicki, hold on to those. Malcolm Brown with a nice 15-yard touchdown run behind Solomon Kinley again. Good day for Solomon Kinley today. Tua hits Gaskin for an 8-yard gain. Coleman with an end zone pass breakup. I hear good things about him in the slot corner. Tua to Grant for a touchdown. Nice footwork to get the ball out on an awkward angle, and a nasty juke by Grant. Great to see that play. Then Tua to Grant again to the 2-yard line. Malcolm Brown with a 10-yard touchdown run behind Kinley and Austin Jackson again. Kinley's very good at run blocking. He's a mauler, and he'll run you over. McKinney with a nice run stuff at the line of scrimmage. Holland with a nice nearly picks off, Andy Dalton, but it ends up being just a pass breakup. Waddle had to break up a potential interception pass from Tua. It's going to happen. Dolphins scored on 4 of 6 plays in the red zone. Noah stays with the route Noah stays with the route, pins the wide receiver to the end line, causing an overthrow by Fields. Gaskin gets a 6-yard run behind Robert Hunt on the right side. Fields throws a wide open touchdown to Jesse James. From what I'm hearing, Dalton is their first string quarterback. Fields is their second string quarterback. Tua throws a strike to Shaheen under pressure. DB was right on his back, but the ball was placed perfectly for a 15-yard touchdown. And from what I read, the crowd had a lot of oohs and ahs with that ball placement and that touchdown play. Very excited for that. Pocket starts to break down with good coverage. Tua climbs, resets his feet, throws off balance to Hollins and a toe tap for a touchdown at the pylon. And that is the end of the red zones. There was a small fight between Rowe and Komet. Again, it's not going to be the last one you hear. And a lot of Bears families were there wearing their Bears jersey, but there was a kid wearing a Tua jersey. Nice to see that. And I got some 7-on-7s. Dalton to Wims, carved up Dolphins. Holland closest DB, so nice pass from Dalton to Wims. Tua to Gesicki for 15-yard play. Tua then 3 for 3 on the next 3 passes to Hollins, Gesicki, and Grant. Duke Riley goes up high for a pass breakup from Fields, almost picked off by Jamal Perry. The Bears D back-to-back pass breakups on Brissett to Ford and Kirk Merritt. Fedulum stays step for step on a deep ball for a pass breakup. Nice to see the plays come from Fedulum on that one. Byron Jones, tight coverage, causes a pass breakup. 2 passes from Tua short gain to Waddle and Hollins, then 2 pass breakups. And then Fields hits tight end Horsted up the middle versus second-team defense. And again, this is why I think Dalton's running with the 1s and Fields running with the 2s. If you're a Bears fan, comment below, let me know. Then I got a bunch of 11-on-11s for you. Tua to Gesicki over the middle, one-handed catch. Would have been tough for the defense to get to him before he scored for 70. So he really got open on that one. Eric Rowe with a nice pass breakup. Bears defense stacks up Gaskin, then forces short passes to Waddle, then quick completion to Foster. The front of the defense of the Bears does a really good job of getting pressure and getting in on Tua to force him to get the ball out quick. I just like his decision making, and I like that he's going up against a defensive front that is forcing him to have that internal clock speed up, because that was the biggest thing when he wasn't facing an opponent, was he took too long to get the ball out. Seems like now with this pass rush getting in his face, he is getting that clock sped up in his head. Eric Rowe with a nice pass break up throw from Andy Dalton. Cameron Tom leads Ahmed for 8-yard gain. Then Jacoby Brissett, quick throw to Ford to move the chains. Gaskin gets to the outside where Ogletree puts a hit on him. Gaskin pops right back up, gets into the huddle. He's like, I'm fine. That don't mean nothing to me. Jakeem Grant gets open, but Tua underthrows him. Grant tries to come back to get the ball, but unfortunately it was dropped. And then Tua overthrows Hollins, who Tua isn't happy with himself. He was very upset with himself, but then he comes back and hits Shaheen with a nice gain. Tua is Tua's biggest critic. As much as we like to say that the Tua haters, if that's what they're called or whatever, are his biggest critic. No, I feel like Tua is his biggest critic. No one out there could say anything worse than he probably has said about himself. Agba forces errant throw from Dalton, considered a fumble. Blitzer rushes Tua, who gets the ball out before the blitzer gets to him, gets it to Gesicki for the first down. Again, I like that they're making him speed up that clock in his head. Very good play there. Another fight between first team offense and first team Bears defense. It's a very chippy day today. Tua was loading up for a deep pass to Foster, but he gets sacked by Angelo. Not enough time to get that ball out there. Agba sack on the Bears. Tua comes back with back-to-back completions, both for first downs. Then Jamal Perry with a nice pass breakup over the middle. Dokes rips through a nice block by Jones and Pankey. Nice gain there by Jared Dokes. Brissett finds Ahmed over the middle, makes a move for a big chunk play. Very happy to hear that. Kirk Merritt unfortunately drops a pass from Brissett. Kirk Merritt was having a good camp, and I think he still is, but you need to catch those. Brissett to Foster for a 20-yard tough catch. Brissett throws under pressure, but he still makes the play. Nick Needham, tight coverage, incomplete on the sideline. Wilkins sacks on Fields. Great to see that. Brissett finds Sathan Carter for a nice gain on the sideline. Tino Ellis drops a would-be pick. Couldn't keep it while he was falling to the ground. The defense celebrated thinking he got it, but he didn't. Tua to Waddle for a 15-yarder. Wilkins and Agba both get another sack. Nice block from Grant to help Waddle get to the edge. I think it was an end-around play there. Then Van Ginkel, again, dude's got a boot on his foot. Chases Dalton out of the pocket, eventually gets to him and gets the sack. I thought he had a boot on his foot. Then they end with red zone 11 on 11s. Tua handoff to Gaskin, who fumbles, and Khalil Mack recovers it. It was supposedly they said it was the transition caused the fumble. Malcolm Brown bulldozes behind Davis and Shaheen to get a touchdown there. Great play there. Johnson pulls down an interception from Grant, who bobbled the pass. So essentially, Tua throws a pass to Grant. Grant goes to catch it. He bobbles the pass, and safety or corner picks it off because Grant couldn't bring it in. Tua didn't throw picks all joint practice. And then Grant bobbles it and gives it to the defense. But then he comes back and he throws a nice pass to Foster for a touchdown. Flores yells at the O-line to knock it off. I don't know what they're knocking it off, but you don't want Flores yelling at you. Bears wide receiver Bird beats Coleman to the corner for a touchdown. Then Agba gets in for a sack. Tight end Jesse James catches a touchdown over Fedulum. Brissett and Tua having to throw a lot of passes away. Again, that pressure getting in their face. Justin Fields runs it in for a touchdown, and then Coleman gets kicked out of the line by Flores. So the offensive lineman Coleman gets kicked out by Flores, and that is practice. To me, defensive day. There was some good offensive plays. There were some good offensive passes, but Agba got a ton of sacks. Wilkins got a ton of sacks. They were stopping the run. It was a good defensive day by both sides of the defense, Bears and Dolphins. But I like it. I like it. I like that the Bears defense has that front that is making Tua speed up the clock in his head. I'm very happy about that. Keep doing it. Next joint practice with the Falcons. That's next week, but there is no practice tomorrow. Then we have the game on Saturday, 1 o'clock. I will be live for that, but be sure to comment below. What do you guys think about practice today? What do you think are the good, the bads, the uglies, all that stuff? And I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. Now, this one comes from Typhoon, and he says, comment of the day. Doug, it's early, but Miami's defense is top 5 in the NFL. We have Tua and great wide receiver core, could be top 10 or better. Could Miami win enough games without a decent O-line and running back core? What's the answer? You can't really blame the running back core, so I wouldn't lump in the running back core. The Dolphins won 10 games with an offensive line last year. I think it could be done. I think they can prosper and do well, but it's the offensive. If you want to win 12 or more games, if you want to get into the playoffs, if you want to win a playoff game, you need the offensive line to play. You need them to play well. Unless you have a quarterback who's going to run around like a chicken with their head cut off, like Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, all those types. But even at some point, it comes back and bites you in the butt. So the offensive line needs to do better than it's doing if we want to do anything. But I think they'll win. Like I said, they won 10 games last year with kind of the same offensive line from what I'm hearing. It's playing pretty much the same. But this time we have camp, we have a preseason, all that stuff to kind of get them working together more. So we'll see how this pans out, but you ain't getting far without a good offensive line. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Ask Patrick Mahomes last year. But thank you so much for the comment. If you guys want to be part of comment of the day, do what Typhoon did. Say comment of the day. Let me know. Again, it doesn't have to be questions. Notice they're all questions, but I'll answer them. I don't give a crap. But before I get out of here, like usual, check out Miami Sports Music. Fantastic site. Got YouTube channel, podcasts, me, TDK flexing around that Mamma Jam. Check them out. Again, there is no practice tomorrow, but I will have a video out for you guys tomorrow, essentially breaking down what to expect going into the Chicago game on Saturday. I will be live 1 o'clock for the Chicago game. Then I don't think there is anything for Sunday, and then I think they go back into work on Monday. I will let you guys know that. But other than that, I'll see you tomorrow with breaking down what to expect in this first preseason game. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.